Hi, it's UHD Carlson here. It's taken a year and a half, but we finally have the latter two Rocky movies on 4K, and I just picked up the Steelbook releases for each of them. Today, we're taking a look at the much maligned Rocky V from 1990. I'm going to unbox this release and share my opinions. Again, these are Steelbook releases of the film, so there's our cover art, continuing the same motif as the earlier released ones with black and white photos and certain colorized elements, in this case, boxing gloves. There's the title of the film on top of the backing card. There's our spine text. Back of the backing card. We got a shot of Rocky coaching Tommy Gunn. Inside the case, we have Rocky and Tommy training together. We get the film for the first time in 4K Ultra High Def. And we also get a Blu-ray copy of the film. The Blu-ray is identical to the previously released one. Rocky is betrayed by an up-and-coming fighter. The Italian stallion rediscovers his roots in this exciting, thrill-packed drama that reunites Sylvester Stallone with the Oscar-winning director of the original Rocky. Upon returning home from his latest triumph, Rocky Balboa learns that his money has been lost by an unscrupulous financial advisor. To make things worse, his fight-related injuries force his retirement from the ring. So Rocky, his wife Adrian, and his son Rocky Jr. move to their old low-rent neighborhood in South Philadelphia. There, the fighter must resolve the deep-rooted resentment held by his son, a bitterness that grows when Rocky trains Tommy Gunn, a young boxer who soon rises to national prominence. When Tommy turns against his mentor and publicly taunts him, Rocky knows he must fight once more. For the life of me, I have never understood the hate that Rocky V gets. Everyone praises Rocky IV to the moon, even though I think it's silly, cartoonish, and probably my least favorite film in the series. Rocky V brought the series back down to earth, back to its roots, and got away from the cartooniness of the latter half of the 80s. Personally, I'm not going to deny that Rocky V has some problems, but I enjoy this film, and I certainly like this one a lot more than I like Rocky IV. This time around, of course, Rocky's lost all of his money, and he can't fight anymore due to his injuries, so he decides to become a mentor and a manager to an up-and-coming fighter. The problem is, of course, this creates a wall between him and his young son, who in this film is portrayed by Sage Stallone, Sylvester Stallone's real-life son. May he rest in peace. And this makes for some interesting drama that unfolds throughout the course of the film. Coming from a high-end background where Rocky was rich to one where he's living on the mean streets of Philadelphia, Rocky's son quickly finds himself the target of bullies, and so he has to figure out a way to solve his problems, while Rocky himself is too busy off training Tommy Gunn. And the plot between Rocky and Tommy Gunn actually does play out pretty well, and I like the fact that you have someone trained, but then they rise up, and of course Rocky has to have a fight with him, and it's a very different fight at the end of the movie than what you'd come to expect from the Rocky universe, and I mean that in a good way. The supporting cast is as good as ever, including Talia Shire as Rocky's loving wife, Adrian. This, of course, being Talia Shire's final performance as the character, and Burt Young as Rocky's brother-in-law, Paulie, the bitter, drunk, resentful gentleman who always serves as a source of comic relief when the movie needs it. Now, again, the movie is not perfect. Probably the biggest issues are that Rocky's son and the two boxers in the film, Union Kane and Tommy Gunn, the latter two of whom were actually played by real-life boxers, aren't exactly actors, so they don't really get performances for the ages here. Although I do like the way the plot unfolds in this movie. It did bring back director John G. Avildsen, who did the original movie. All 6 of the Rocky movies, except for the original and 5, were directed by Stallone himself. And I do think this was a much-needed return to roots. And even though even Sylvester Stallone himself has expressed resentment of this film, personally, it's a personal favorite for me, and not even a guilty pleasure. I genuinely enjoy Rocky V, and what it does well, it does quite well, despite what the naysayers may say. Rocky V makes its first appearance on 4K Ultra High Def here, and I have to say, this is a nice upgrade over the earlier released Blu-ray. It does have a nice filmic look to it. There are a few soft shots here and there, but that might just be due to the original source photography. I don't believe any noise reduction was used on this. It looks pretty good to me. There is one shot where Rocky Jr. and Jewel meet and they're taking a walk, and the camera looks really jittery during this moment, but I did look at the included Blu-ray, and I guess that problems existed in every release of the film just because of how that scene was shot. So again, not much you can do about it there. But overall, I would have to say Rocky V does look very good in Ultra High Def. Sadly, no bonus features of any kind in this release. And this is disappointing because this Steelbook costs nearly $40, so to pay that much and to get absolutely no bonus features feels like a bit of a ripoff. There should have been at least a few new features here. I mean, some of the other movies even had, director's cuts put together. I'd love to see a director's cut of Rocky V, although I don't know that we'll ever see it, largely due to public resentment as well as Sylvester Stallone's resentment of the film. One could only dream, though. A brief disclaimer as well that the digital codes for Rocky V and Rocky Balboa, a lot of people are claiming that the digital codes are not working, so if this is the case, they might not be active yet. I would recommend holding on to them and just trying them a few more times over the subsequent few days to see if they finally work for you. Overall, though, the picture quality is top-notch, and the film, despite what you may have heard, is actually very entertaining. So I can give this one a recommendation, but I would wait for it to go on sale because the $40 price tag is a little steep with the bare-bones nature of the package. How about you? Are you a fan of Rocky V? Do you hate this film? Is it your favorite Rocky movie? Is it your least favorite? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel for more content. I'm always posting new videos. And make sure you give this one a like if you found it helpful. I'm Taylor T. Carlson. I'll see you next time.